Good morning, dear children. Hope all of you are fine. Happiness starts with you, not with your relationships, not with your job, not with your money, but with you. Having this good thought in mind, let us get into today's class. Today, we are going to see about a kind of organism, that is invertebrate. Animals are broadly classified into two categories. They are vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrates are the organisms which have backbones. Example: fish, birds, reptiles, mammals, amphibians, etc. But invertebrates are the organisms which doesn't have backbone. Example: Mollusca, Echinodermata, protozoa, insects, etc. So today we are going to see about invertebrates. Invertebrates are the organisms which doesn't have backbone. So these invertebrates are classified into various phylums. The phylums are Porifera, phylum Annelida, phylum Platyhelminthes, phylum Echinodermata, phylum Cnidaria, phylum Nematoda, phylum Mollusca, and phylum Arthropoda. We are not going to see about all these kind of phylum today. First, let us see about three kinds of phylums. So today we are going to see about phylum Porifera, phylum coelenterata or Cnidaria, phylum Platyhelminthes. So first, let us see about phylum Porifera. So Porifera, common name sponges. They are pore-bearing animals. What is pore? Holes. The body is full of made up of holes. So that is Porifera. Next, phylum Cnidaria. It is also called as coelenterata. Common name Hydra. These organisms are hollow, intestined animals. Next, Platyhelminthes. Common name flatworm or tapeworm. These organisms are flattened, elongated, worm-like animals. So, today we are going to these three kind of phylum: Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes. Phylum Porifera. Phylum Porifera are pore bearers. The common name is sponges. There are varieties of sponges, different shape, different colored sponges are available. The sponges are the members of the phylum Porifera. These organisms are multicellular that have bodies full of pores and canals allowing the water to circulate through them. This Porifera belong to the kingdom Animalia. Porifera are all aquatic marine organisms. They exhibit cellular grade of organization. That is, the cells are specialized so that different cells perform different function. They are not organized into tissues. That's why the sponges exhibit cellular grade of organization. These organisms are fixed in one place. It is sessile. We say it as sessile. They are sessile and sedentary. They are not active at all. They are just fixed in one place and not active. But they grow. It's a living organism. They grow like plants. These organisms are radially symmetrical. Radially symmetrical means in the previous class I taught for you the arrangement of the body parts around the central axis. That is radial symmetry. The body surface is perforated by numerous pores. Pores means holes. The body has got many holes over it called ostia. Through this ostia, water enters the body and one or more large openings are there called oscula where water exists. Here excretory and respiratory organs are absent. It can circulate water throughout the body and carries food and oxygen. The body wall contains spicules. The body wall contains spicules which make the skeletal framework. And the reproduction is both by sexual and asexual method. Example, cycon and euplectella. This euplectella is otherwise called Venus flower basket. It's a glassy sponge. It's look beautiful. And it is found in deep water of the Pacific Ocean. This euplectella is something special. It is usually given as wedding gift. In Japan, they used to give this sponge as a wedding gift because the sponge symbiotically houses this special kind of sponge. Okay, not all sponges. This special kind of sponge, euplectella, houses two small shrimps, a male and female shrimp, a prawn. Okay, male as well as female shrimps, sorry, which could live throughout the life inside the sponge. So, since it is housing a pair of shrimp, it is selected, it is chosen as a wedding gift. Something special about euplectella. Okay, fine. Now we have seen about the phylum Porifera. This phylum Porifera is otherwise called pore bearers. Why pore bearers? The body is fully made up of holes. That's why it is called pore bearers. Next, we are going to see about phylum coelenterata. This phylum coelenterata is otherwise Cnidaria. This phylum coelenterata is otherwise Cnidaria. It belongs to the animal kingdom and this organism is multicellular and found in aquatic environment. The mouth part of this organism is surrounded by short and thin tentacles. Why these tentacles? These tentacles can capture the prey and draw into the opening. This organism exhibit tissue grade of organization. Porifera exhibit cellular grade of organization. Different cells perform different function. Here coelenterata exhibit tissue grade of organization. That means different tissues perform different function. And they are diploblastic. Why diploblastic? Diploblastic die. Two layers. The body is made up of two layers. One layer make up the cells outside the body, that is ectoderm, and other forms the inner lining of the body, that is endoderm. So 2 layers, ectoderm and endoderm, makes up the body. And the outer ectoderm and inner mesoderm are separated by non-cellular jelly-like substance called mesoglia. What is that? Mesoglia, the jelly-like substance which is separating the ectoderm and endoderm is called mesoglia. It has central gastrovascular cavity. Cavity is what? Just opening. It is called as coelentron, with mouth surrounded by short tentacles. The tentacles bear stinging cells, which is called as cnidoblast or nematocyst. Okay, and this coelentrates exhibit polymorphism. Polymorphism means what? Body structure is different. 2 type of structures are available, poly or medusa. Poly means attached to the ground. The Cnidaria attached to the ground is poly. The Cnidaria attached to the ground is polyp, and some kind of Cnidarias are floating jellyfishes. You would have viewed the jellyfish floating over the sea. That is medusa. That kind is medusa. So 2 types of Cnidarias are available. That's why it is said to be polymorphism. Some kind of Cnidaria get fixed to the ground, that is poly, and some kind are floating, freely floating, that is medusa. So 2 kinds. Since it is of different kind, it is said to be polymorphism. They can reproduce both asexually as well as sexual method. And this organism have cavities in their body, radial symmetrical. Most of the cnidarians are not harmful to human because the sting does not penetrate sufficiently into their skin. So they doesn't harm much. Example, hydra and jellyfish. Example for coelenterata, hydra and jellyfish. Okay, next let us see about phylum Platyhelminthes. Example, flatworms. They are bilateral symmetrical, triploblastic and acoelomate. Acoelomate is what? Body cavity is absent. It doesn't have body cavity, so it is acoelomate. They are found in the oceans, freshwater, and they are mostly parasitic. That is living over the other organisms. They are parasitic. They are parasite that can infect humans and cause liver as well as bile duct disease. The suckers and hook help the animal to attach itself to the body of the host. Host is what? Over which the organism live as a host. If it is living in an intestine, so our intestine is we are the host for the parasite. So it can live inside the intestine animals as well as human beings and cause various diseases. And the excretion occurs for this organism by the specialized cells called flame cells. These worms are hermaphrodite. What is that? Hermaphrodite. That means having both male and female reproductive organ in a single individual. Example, liver fluke tapeworm. This is liver fluke, which causes disease in the liver. And tapeworm. The tapeworm causes nausea, stomach pain, weakness, or even diarrhea. This tapeworm absorbs nutrient from food If it is living in an intestine, it can absorb all the nutrients from the food. What you eat, you may lose weight. And how this tapeworm get entry into the body means by ingesting food or water contaminated with tapeworm eggs or larva. So to avoid this, you can eat raw pumpkin seeds, pomegranates, carrot, which can kill the parasites which are living in the intestine. Okay, so for this phylum Platyhelminthes, two examples I told you, liver fluke as well as tapeworm. So now we have seen about 3 kinds of phylum. Okay, the flukes as well as tapeworm lives in the digestive tract and absorb digested food from the host. So no digestive tract. It just absorbs the essential nutrients from the host where it is living. This leaves more room for reproduction. It can produce thousands of eggs at a time. Okay, it's purely parasitic. Now let us recapitulate. So today we have seen about 3 kinds of phylum. Guess what it is? Yeah, phylum Porifera or pore bearers. What is this? Phylum coelenterata, jellyfish. This is jellyfish. It is coming under phylum coelenterata or Cnidaria. What is this? A kind of flatworm. What phylum? Phylum Platyhelminthes. So today we have seen about 3 phylums. Phylum Porifera or pore bearers, phylum coelenterata or Cnidaria. Next, phylum Platyhelminthes. Thank you.